Hi, everyone. Welcome to Your Virtual Coffee, the web show which introduces you to great local businesses in the Denver metro area. Today, my guest is the wonderful Andrea Hall. She is a Vice President, SBA Business Development Officer for Midwest Regional Bank. Andrea's focus is to work closely with commercial business owners with lending needs. And with that, welcome to my show.
Thank you, Gina, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Now, I like for my audience to get to know my guest a little bit. So if it's all right, could we talk about you individually for a moment?
Absolutely.
Andrea, tell me, what are your hobbies?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Anything that Colorado has to offer. I mean, travel, fly fishing, skiing, snowshoeing, camping, you name it. That is where you will find me.
I have to ask about the fly fishing. Now, do you have it? There's a certain wrist action you have to have when doing fly fishing. Do you have that wrist action down?
Yes. Well, I can't say that I am a professional by any means, but my dad actually got me into it when I was about 5 years old. And he's been fly fishing all of his entire life. He's retired now and he's in Anchorage and he is just living it up, doing that every day. That's all he does, which is great. So whenever we get a chance to go travel, it's kind of fun for us to get together and, do a fly fishing trip together.
Now, do you go up to Anchorage to visit him?
Yes. Or he'll come to Colorado, or we'll go somewhere completely different. We'll go back home to West Virginia and do some fly fishing there, and the local holes and stuff that, I grew up on, and he taught me on.
I'm also thinking Montana is probably high on your list too, because it's pretty popular fly fishing area. Gorgeous state, second only to Colorado, audience members.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is on my bucket list to go with him. He has gone multiple times, but that'll be one thing that we're going to be doing probably in the next couple of years.
Big Sky is particularly beautiful.
Yes.
Just a gorgeous state. But again, Colorado's the best. But although you intrigued me when you mentioned Anchorage, because Alaska is on my bucket list. So could you elaborate as far as how wonderful Alaska is?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So last year, it was supposed to be our Christmas present, but it didn't actually work out that well. My dad sent me and my significant other, Ryan, for an entire week going from the Kenai Peninsula. So we started in Anchorage, went all the way down to Homer and back, did some spots here and there, did some camping, did some relaxing. We also did some halibut fishing and salmon fishing and came back to a full freezer.
That sounds like so much fun, especially the consuming the salmon part, because it's wild caught salmon and it's Pacific salmon. So it's amazing. And it actually looks like salmon compared to some of the stuff we see in the stores.
And it tastes like salmon, and know it's fresh because you caught it and you got it like shipped in the same day.
I love it. Now let's pivot a little bit and talk about your business side. What about commercial banking intrigues you?
It's a great question. What I really love about it is helping an entrepreneur start, run, and grow their business. That's what we're doing through the SBA 7A loan program. That's my focus in the commercial space for Midwest Regional Bank. That program allows the entrepreneur to use any type of loan request that they have, whether they're purchasing real estate, they're doing a startup, working capital, tenant improvements. I mean, the list just goes on. And this really is more of a variety to be able to really help instead of just a one loan, one type, where they'd have to get multiple loans rather than just everything under one program.
So speaking of that business owner, that business professional that's watching this show, what is an issue that keeps that client up at night, and how does Midwest Regional Bank solve it?
Love that too. So it's the question of, how can I buy a business? Who's going to be able to help me get funding for it? How am I going to be able to expand my business? It's going stagnant right now. how am I going to be able to get working capital for new employees joining, or being able to, purchase more inventory, anything to help their business really move. That is a yes for us, because we're able to help underneath that program solve any of those problems. So if an entrepreneur isn't really even bankable to where they've gone to a commercial bank, they've asked for a loan, and maybe they've been declined due to not strong enough cash flow because it's a startup, or they don't do projection based, or maybe the entrepreneur may have had credit issues. We can actually help them with that. We're allowed to go into that gray area to where it's not such a black and white request. So that's why we're able to really hone in and help them a little bit more on getting that loan that they're really needing.
Now, Andrea, I would like to talk about power partners. And for our audience, power partners are those businesses who target the same ideal client, but are not competitors. For example, a real estate agent and a mortgage broker. They both target their ideal client of a future homeowner. And so it's a great relationship to have. It's a great way to refer clients back and forth. And it's a great to build relationships in the business community that way. Now, with that being said, let's understand who Midwest Regional Bank's ideal client is. So who is that?
That's a great question, Gina. And to kind of go with what you were saying on the power partners, it is a business owner looking for funds to start a business, looking for a place to work out of, a place to purchase. They're looking to purchase commercial real estate, or maybe instead of purchasing an existing building, they'd like to do and construct their own business. People who are looking to work as a franchise, people who are looking for working capital, their business is growing, or they're thinking, hey, I want to purchase another business, I want to expand. So business owners are our true focus, and it's anything that is going to be able to help get them the funding to, again, start a business, to run a business, and to grow their business.
And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with especially growing their business. What does a business usually need? They could need a building. So I'm thinking commercial realtors are a great power partner for you.
Absolutely.
I'm also thinking commercial insurance, because usually if you have equipment that you need to purchase via a loan from you, they need to insure it. So commercial insurance brokers. And then I thought of one based upon something you mentioned earlier in the interview, business brokers, because they deal with people who want to buy their businesses, who want to sell their businesses. And in either of those transactions, someone needs money in order to make that happen. And that's generally where you come in. Would that be some good power partners for you?
All three of those are perfect. Those are the power partners that we love to work with, because we're there to be able to help answer any financing questions, walk through everything with the borrower or business owner on how to get funding from start to finish, what the process looks like, the time frame looks like, any fees, or how the SBA program works for them.
So you just mentioned financing solutions for that business person. What's the best way for that business person to reach out to you?
That is a great question, Gina. So our bank's website, which is www.midwestregionalbank.com, or you can reach me at my LinkedIn website, which has everything background, experience on, and then also alignable. I am there as well.
So Andrea, do you have any last thoughts for us?
I do. One last thing I'd like to add is just letting anybody know who is looking for an SBA 7A loan that the SBA is offering a no guarantee fee. If there's any questions, or if anybody needs more information, please reach out to me at any time. I will be happy to help you and walk you through the process.
Perfect. Well, Andrea, thank you so much for coming on my show today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
And to my audience, thank you for joining us today on Your Virtual Coffee. We could not do this show without you. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. At Your Virtual Coffee, much like Midwest Regional Bank, we love business professionals. So business people, let's talk. Have a great day, everyone. Your Virtual Coffee is sponsored by Ventola Law. Ventola Law, mediation and legal representation at an expert level. You can find them at ventolalaw.com. Thanks for joining me today. For more information on Your Virtual Coffee, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and wait for it, our website at yourvirtualcoffee.com. Thanks again for watching, and have an incredible day.